So originally I had a different plan for a video this weekend, but it did happen to rain, so now I have to improvise because I told myself that I was going to post a video every week. So today I'm actually going to be restoring the hood on my 2011 Nissan 370z. It is a touring edition, not a Nismo, unfortunately. But yeah, I've never done this before, so let's hope I don't fuck up. So this is the current condition of my carbon fiber hood from Seibon. The hood is 2 years old, so that means 2 years of sun damage. It's hazy and it has no shine, it just ruins the whole aesthetic of the car. Before I start sanding everything down, I have to take these hood vents off. And if they're really faded, I'll probably just end up painting them as well. If you own a Seibon hood, just be aware that Seibon hoods don't come with a clear coat, only a gel coat. In order to remove the vents, I had to flip these little tabs back and pull the wire mesh. I seriously thought these were going to be a little bit more secure if I'm being honest, but I'm glad it was pretty simple. Here's everything I used for this little project. First, a sanding block. I got this one on Amazon. A variety of pads, also from Amazon. Mostly everything here is from Amazon, and I did get some different pads from Harbor Freight. Since it's cold and rainy today, I'll be using a heat gun. You might not have to. A variety of wet dry sanding paper from 400 to 3000 grit, also from Amazon. A bucket and a lot of water. This specific 2K clear coat spray, perhaps the closest thing to professional clear coat. Make sure it says 2K on the can. Just get this exact can. Microfiber towels, isopropyl alcohol. You'll also be needing a cutting compound. Personally, I'm using Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. This one's really forgiving. I also use the ceramic wax. I just bought this in my local AutoZone and it's actually really simple to use. I started by removing the nuts holding down the hood on both sides. Don't try this at home. I seriously recommend having someone help you remove it rather than risk a large and fragile and expensive investment. Unfortunately, no one was home at the time to help me remove it, but thankfully I was able to remove it myself. It was pretty light and it's really small, to be honest. I don't know how I didn't drop it, but I'm glad I didn't. Now let's start the scariest part of this whole project. Start off by wetting the hood and soaking the sandpaper to wet sand. Depending on the condition of your hood, you might need to start at a higher or a lower grit. I personally started with an 800 grit. Ensure that the surface is always wet and you'll know when to stop. It feels very smooth and frictionless. You'll also know when you're done and can move on to the next grit size when you throw water onto the hood and the hood looks very smooth. If there's any spots that dry faster than the remainder of the hood, I'm unsure if you can see it, but give me a second. So you see that little spot right there? If there are any high spots, they'll dry faster than the remainder of the hood. Just go over it one more time until the whole surface is even. This right here is a high spot. Just go over it one more time. This is what it looks like after wet sanding with 800 grit. Now I'll repeat the same steps but with 1500 grit, and then once again with 3000 grit. The end result will only be as good as your prep work, so make sure you get everything smooth and perfect. And make sure to even hit the edges that no one else sees. All the details matter. After sanding with 3000 grit, I will finally dry the hood with the heat gun. This is just to make sure that the hood is completely dry before I lay down the clear coat. I put my spray cans in hot water before using them. Especially on a cold day, I feel like it yields a better spray pattern and finish result. Okay, so this spray can is a little tricky. It does have like a activation sequence or whatever. So you shake it for 2 minutes, and then you grab the top part right here, and then you pop it in, and then you shake it for 2 more minutes. And then you spray it, and then pop it. And as always, when using spray cans, do long and even strokes. And learn from me, when using the spray can, I highly recommend you use a painter's mask. This gave me the biggest headache afterwards. So this is what the hood looks like after one coat, and dog, this looks 100 times better than where I was initially. Like, I'm happy. But yeah, I'm just gonna do 3 coats in total, maybe 4 if I have enough. But yeah, look, this looks really good. No tent, open air. It was rainy, it was windy, and like the clear coat came out great after the fucking 3rd coat, man. Like, I'm really happy with the result. I also redid the clear coat on my mirror caps. It was the same thing, they were faded and ugly. So there is orange peel, but we're gonna address that right now with a little bit more wet sanding. And I'm pretty sure you can see it real clearly in the video, but yeah, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse, but yeah, we're just gonna wet sand it one more time. In order to get that mirror-like finish, you have to wet sand with 3000 grit. After wet sanding with 3000 grit and drying the hood completely, it should look a little something like this. It looks a little ugly, but don't worry about it. After this, we're going to cut and polish it, but it should feel very smooth to the touch before we do. And I just followed the same steps on my mirror caps. Unfortunately, this was the last clip I got. I wasn't able to record the cutting or the polishing, but it's very simple. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that you could use to reference on how to do that. But this is the final product, so if you have a neglected hood and some spare change and some time, I highly suggest y'all do this yourself. It made a world of a difference in my car, and it was super simple to do as well.